Today I've been having way too much fun up here in the twisty mountainous roads just north of Montreal. And I've been doing it in something you might not expect. It's that. That's a 2015 Nissan Micra, and guess what? I've even got the base model with the manual transmission, the manual seats, and yes, the manual windows. Now I know what you're thinking, it's a city car, but trust me, up here on these twisty roads, it's a lot of fun. And that got me thinking, I wonder what it would be like as a race car.
I choose the Micra because the car is very nice. It's cheap, you know. For the base model, it's $10,000. It's very cheap. The handling of the car, it's very funny. It's fun to drive this car, and that's the reason when I made the first test on the Micra, and I drove the car, and my goodness, that would be fun to transform this car to a race car. I have a passion for racing from the last 45 years, you know. I remember the Michelin series, you know, and I think about that, and a lot of people around me just ask me, hey, Jacques, you have a bunch of contact with manufacturers. Why you don't ask them to have a new monotype series to replace the Michelin? Yeah, that's a good idea. And suddenly, when I saw the Micra in Montreal Auto Show, and we started the idea 1 year ago. This series is supported by the manufacturers, not by the dealership, you know. And you have more money to encourage, you know, the social media, the advertising, the marketing, everything. You look the look of the series, it's more professional, you know. The car is completely stock. The only modification we made on that is the brake pad and the suspension, developed by Nismo in Japan. For the rest of the car, it's the regular race car. You know, the car is completely empty inside, and we put a roll cage, racing seat, steering, and the extinguisher. You know, that's only a question of security for the drivers.
The reason is about, you know, getting visibility for the Micra and the Nissan brand out there in Quebec and the rest of Canada. But it's also to connect with people, right? To connect with people through their heart and their passion. And we think that car, you know, very affordable car that you can buy and you can race for $20,000 was a concept that I thought we couldn't pass on.
The point is to try and show, and I think this is true of just about every road test that anybody did on the Micra, the car in stock form is a lot better than it needs to be to do the job it has to do in the marketplace. Most people that came out of the car said, hey, this car actually is fun to drive. It doesn't really feel like a $10,000 car. So by leveraging on that particular aspect of the car, keeping the car as stock as possible, then they've got a car that is pretty much the same car as you could buy at your Nissan store for $10,000. For another $10,000 of race prep, you've got a race car. And there's really nothing in the racing scene that'll give you that kind of fun and games for that kind of money. Now, one of my colleagues, and I'm pretty sure it was you, said that if I were racing in this series, I'd buy a lot of side view mirrors because there's going to be a lot of door-to-door racing, and the mirrors might be the first thing to go.
So I guess I wasn't dreaming. I really was here at Mont-Tremblant out in Nissan's Micra Cup car. Now let me tell you a couple things about these cars. First, they're insane fun to drive, and second, it really doesn't matter how fast you're going because everybody's got the same car. So now you have to make the decision. If you want to go racing, get yourself a Cup car and come out and join in the fun. Or if you just want to have fun through twisty roads, take your Micra out. I've experienced, and I'm telling you, it's fun. For Motoring TV, I'm Russ Bond.